Hey YouTube, Jordan here, you know. Another day at school. You can see like my eyes partially red. That's because I spent up till about like 2:30, 3 o'clock last night playing Call of Duty Black Ops 3. When it comes to Black Ops 4, I actually went ahead and I rented it from Redbox. And the game is mainly like online play and whatnot. And then so I went ahead and I bought the game. Well, I didn't buy it, but I rented it. And then it took like 2-3 days just to download, right? The crazy part is I went and I returned it, right? Because I was like, okay, this is mainly online play. I'm glad I rented it and found out. I probably should have looked it up first. But I rented it, I checked it out. I was like, oh, okay, like, well, for me, I mainly like playing like general campaign and then like just normal, I don't know, kind of like zombies if you were playing Call of Duty. I kind of like that. And then so I wasn't gonna buy the game just for zombie mode because online play is slow where I live at. But anyways, you know, like I'm out here again, like lack of sleep, but it's all good, you know what I mean? Right before I came in, I went in and I researched some videos when it comes to different ways to weld. And then so it feels like inspired that I can learn from different angles and then help improve my natural skill, because I know that over time it takes time, but any little pointers you can get, it kind of does help out and whatnot. But yeah, like I'm happy, you know, like I was sitting there thinking today, like, you know what, I need to get more on top of this real estate, like the videos. I don't do it just to go ahead and teach people like some things that I learned. I'm not a pro by any means, but there's certain things you kind of want to start learning about and then do research on your own. So I'm trying to go ahead and like refer you on to different things that you need to research if that's the route that you want to take. So I went ahead and I was thinking before, like, okay, there's property that's out there in places like Texas, right, where you go ahead and get a 10 to 15 unit building, and then you could end up spending anywhere from like 200,000 to maybe 250, maybe 275, right? In Cali, like, you are not gonna find that. If you are, you're most likely an area that you don't even want to be at when it comes to that, or whatever the case may be. You're not gonna want to be there. But like I was thinking on it, like, man, like, well, I should just go for investment property over there in Texas. But the reason why I thought about it and I really don't want to do it like that off the top is just because the simple fact, it's like, since I'm a vet, I got my VA home loan that I can go and use, and like no matter what, I'm still earning equity, even if the deal I'm not making such a high dollar ratio. You know, I could still have forced appreciation through rent going up and then me making more because the property goes up in value as you can charge more rent. So I'm still going to go ahead and stick with the property out here. I'm still going to go for, don't get me wrong, I'm still going to go for property out of state, but this is what I'm just going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and go first with a property out here in California and then work my way outwards because yes, I will probably spend money on renovations and everything else like that. It just comes with it, but it's all good because when the time comes, I'll be able to pull out the equity. If I don't, like, at least I should still have a good amount saved up to go ahead and still put down on at least a property or two properties out there in Texas. So I figured, like, I'm gonna go and get more on top of things when it comes to real estate. So what I'll do is at least one day, like once per day, I'm gonna go ahead and put out something else that comes to real estate, and I'll go ahead and I'll spend my time like the night before, the day before, going over research, finding all my sources. So you're not just taking my word for it. You can go ahead and see like where I got this information from, so you could see like, okay, well, this is legit or whatever the case may be. And then if you live in California, or it might be something that's known on a federal level as in being across the board regardless of which state you're at, then you know it might be something that could help you out. So I'm doing it because I want other people to learn that don't really know or don't really have a general idea of what's going on, but also I feel like it's positive reinforcement for myself, because if I'm every single day putting time to research on different things in real estate, guess what? Well, I'm teaching myself too on some of the things that I don't know, and I'm sure there's plenty of stuff that I don't know. But I'm happy, you know. I'm here at class right now. Like, You ever have one of those moments like I know you're probably like, oh man, this dude's a dork, but you remember Lord of the Rings? Okay, there's this one scene like their orcs, like they're building up all this massive stuff, right? And then they're getting into like the war with the elves or whatever, right? And then so like there's one dude, right? He's running through, right? He got a torch in his hand, okay? There's arrows flying, there's chunks of stuff just flying around, hitting people, just wiping things out, right? There's one dude just running and running and running. He got that one torch. You know, he's the one that lights it, sets everything off, you know what I mean? That's how I feel like right now when it comes to this real estate, because I feel like I'm holding that torch right now and I'm running towards my goal. You know, like I'm out here in Riverside, you know, like out here again, you can see is I don't know if you can see it, but over there, like you see like the mountains in the background, like we got a little bit of snow up on top, but I can't wait. Like I'm holding that torch right now and I'm running towards that finish line, but like I'm happy, you know what I mean? So unfortunately, with that lack of sleep, you know, I had to go ahead and charge up, you know what I mean? I know it's not good for you. I heard it messes you up in so many different ways, but guess what? I like it. But yeah, you know, like I just want to go ahead and record this little video and you know what I mean, push it onto YouTube. Like what do you call it? I went ahead yesterday. I was working on the vertical weld with a 70/18 rod, and then it's coming out pretty good. The only problem is like I find myself like when I'm welding, like the instructor is giving me pointers, but it seemed like the main thing that I need to focus on is just slowing down, and also when it comes to the vertical weld, is to go ahead and to put more on the sides and then not so much in the middle of the weld, but I need to focus on the sides. The inside a little bit, and then on the outside more weld, and in the middle I need to kind of try to skip over it a little bit, because I keep building like this long straight bead. It looks like a worm that's like right in the center, and then so that's what I'm kind of working on now. But I'm happy because when it comes to a flat weld, like I got a pretty good bead going. When I weld, and you don't really too many I'm trying to think of the term. It doesn't look like it's kind of like beating up, or I'm trying to think of the name, not clamshell, but it's kind of, or scallops. Yeah, it's not too much scalloped out to where it looks like it's an uneven surface for the weld. It looks pretty consistent, so I'm happy. But I notice when it comes to welding, that's like one of those things, like you just got to put time and effort into it. It's like repeated practice, like over and over again. I was hearing some people talk about it takes like several years up to you get the perfect bead, perfect weld. Like it takes like a lot of time. So I'm just gonna keep putting in the time in, and hopefully I'll get at least one certification before these crazy refinery hours start. Then after that, you know what I mean, it all boils down to what it is I guess I want to do. You know, like you don't understand how good it feels to say that, like decide to what it is I want to do, because money's in savings, right? You got the multi-unit, like for the income, like if you've already produced like 60K within like 6 months, 5 months or whatever, right? Then you've already put in a good portion of the work effort into it, so that's gonna allow for at least 1, maybe 2 months of vacation. Like it gives me time to like plan out what it is next. Or I kind of already got things planned out, but you know what I mean, it gives time. But just stay tuned, you know, like I'm just gonna go ahead and head to class and keep on working on the stuff I gotta work on, you know. It's that time about right now, but at least the instructor, he's pretty chill, and he's not honest like, where y'all at, you know, like things are cool though. But stay tuned, I'm gonna have more videos posted up on here, and then so you know, like every single thing. And then also one other thing, when it comes to the Texas, when it comes to out of state, I was thinking about biggerpockets.com is what it is I saw people on there that is what they would do. They would be podcasts, and then they would first start off right with real estate. They'd have one area, even some from LA, right? They go ahead and they'd purchase property from out of state areas, and then they would go ahead and they'd find other investors, other people trying to get in the market out there. They try to figure out ways to collaborate. So then I'm gonna start using biggerpockets.com to go ahead and kind of try to network, so that way I can find people out of state that's kind of in the same mindset. If I can find someone in the same game plan that's looking for multi-units, then maybe like me and whoever else can start figuring stuff out together. So that's what I want to do. So I'm gonna start networking now, so when that time comes in the next 6 months to a year, then like I'll already have start to establish some type of connection with a couple other people out of state in Texas that I could go ahead and start working on things with, that have found potential properties. Maybe they want to be a partial investor. I might go that route if it deals with sharing the workload, because if they're over there, then that means they can monitor their property better than I can. And if they already got property, they've already been doing it, then it's a little bit more peace of mind. Of course, you always gotta stay on top of things, but you know what I mean. Like, hopefully, I can find some people that already been doing this already, and then let them know, like, hey, I'm new to the game, using my VA home loan, about to buy a property now, but what's up? You know what I mean? So that's what's going on with me. You know, I'm not gonna go ahead and just keep rambling and talking because I got to get to class. But yeah, stay up. You know, it's Jordan. Don't forget, hit like, hit subscribe, because you never know what you learn. Welding, delivery service, union, real estate, like it's all angles. I'm trying to get back to extreme sports, but gotta work, gotta pay bills, gotta do all this other stuff. So don't worry though, I have not forgotten about that. I will never forget about that, because that's the fun stuff I love doing. But anyways, it's your boy Jordan. Stay up, you know. Yeah, Tyler, look at my eyes.